Okay, so let's put this lick together now and go over a couple things. Maybe we'll just do a little review. So the first thing is make sure your thumb is loose, okay? We talked about having something on your thumb and trying to get it off. Well, that's just to get your thumb relaxed. Next, you want to make sure you have a controlled motion with your thumb. So you want this to be a relaxed turning action with your wrist, like a doorknob, like you're turning a doorknob. And you want to turn your thumb into the string. I was working with my daughters the other night. They're 14 and 12 and talking about, they wanted to do some slap bass. And so as I was showing them, they were wanting to slap down. They were wanting to do this kind of extreme pick motion with their thumb. So I want to make sure that I'm communicating clearly to you that you're turning your thumb into the string, just like that. But you want it to be relaxed, and you want it to be mainly wrist, and you also don't want to be coming from back here. So economy of motion, so we're using this kind of just close to the string, okay? And the next thing is when we are muting with our left hand, we are not fretting the strings. We're not going to lay our hand down on the strings and fret them, otherwise it'll sound like this. Not attractive, right? So you just want to lay the strings down, you just want to lay the hand down on the strings. And you want to do it so that it mutes every string. I've also heard this called a choke move, so you're choking the strings off. So you're playing, choking. But the idea is just a percussive tap is what you're wanting. So, okay, choking the string or choking the note so it stops, muting the note, but also having this tap to it because you want it to be part of this percussive lick that we're doing here. Okay, so let's put this together. And the way we're going to do is we're going to count. I'm going to number these. So the thumb is going to be 1, 3, slap, so the right hand slap is going to be 3, and the pluck is going to be 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. All right. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So that's how it's going to go. We're going to do it slowly one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Let's try it a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I speed it up, just so you hear what the end will sound like, it's this. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? So go ahead and practice that. Start that off as slowly as you need to. If you need to write the numbers on your bass with, I don't know, don't do that. But anyway, just work on this at a slow pace, at a slow tempo until you get the coordination. This is going to be frustrating at first, but once you get it, it sounds really cool. You'll impress your friends. Do it for your family after dinner one night. They'll be blown away, really. All right, let's talk about how we can use our thumb and our plucking finger as a kick and snare kind of feel. And really, this is how slap bass got started. Larry Graham, part of Sly and the Family Stone back in the 60s, 70s, he started playing slap bass because of a need. His mom, he and his mom they had a band that they would play these nightclubs. They had a drummer. The drummer quit. Larry Graham had to find another drummer, couldn't find one, decided to start playing his bass like a drum. So he got innovative, got creative, and he invented a brand new way to play bass. And what he did was he used his thumb to kind of mimic the kick and his plucking finger to mimic the snare. So he can kind of get this percussive thing happening while he's also playing the bass notes. So pretty cool, huh? So let's see how we could do that with our thumb and our fingers here. So what I want you to do is just mute your strings, laying your left hand on all the strings there like we did earlier. But you're going to keep it there this time because we're just going to do this percussive thing. We're going to practice a kick snare pattern, and it's going to be a very basic one to get started. So the first one is just going to be kick, snare, kick, snare. Let's try that. Where you got our thumb, we're going to go into our E string, kick, snare, and pluck. So thumb, pluck, thumb, pluck. Let me move back a little bit and make sure we're getting this. Thumb, pluck, thumb, pluck, thumb, pluck, thumb, pluck. Now, if you want to get a song, a very simple song, a song with a very simple beat, and go ahead and see if you could do this with the beat to make sure that you're locking in well with the drums. Because this is going to take some practice because it's a new motion, right? Anytime we have a new move, a new motion, we got to just practice it to coordinate our hands, to get our brains working with our muscles and our nerves so we can get this all together in time, in rhythm, okay? Okay? Now, once you have that, then let's do a double kick snare. So we do kick, snare, kick, kick, snare. And once again, just practice that slowly. So we go kick, snare, kick, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, kick, snare. Thumb, pluck, thumb, thumb, pluck. All right? And I want you to feel good with that. Now let's talk about adding some notes now. Okay, so you could do the open E. The easiest one to get started with is an open E, especially if you have a 4-string because you don't have this B string here getting in your way. But you got a 4-string, and if you got a 5-string, you can go with the low B. Okay, but this E string is a little tighter and has a little better sound in my opinion. So, all right, so we're going E. And then we're going with the octave E, which is on the 9th fret of the G string. Okay? Now you'll notice this is going to require some practice also, sorry, it's what happens when I'm doing videos early in the morning. So when I am hitting this note, I want it to be muted. So I don't want to have it ringing out. That's what it's going to sound like. Remember, when we're doing this kind of a technique, we want it to be tight. We want it to sound like those drums. We want it to have that percussive feel. Okay? Now, another thing you could do is you could just pluck a muted or a ghost note. You could do these however you want. You can ghost the E. However you want, and it's good to kind of alternate those to get that practice, to get kind of coordinated with what we're doing here. All right, now last thing we're going to talk about is the hammer-on. The hammer-on is going to be used a lot in slap bass, and very simply, we're just going to do a very simple hammer-on right now, and it's going to be from the D to the E. And what we're going to do, this is the D to the E, 5th and 7th fret on the A string, and we're just going to so now you're going to be slapping the A string with your thumb. All right, so we're going to hit it. So a hammer-on, if you're not familiar with it, you pluck the string, or you pluck the note, and then you hammer on with your left hand to get your other note. So if I'm playing with my fingers here, I'm going to pluck the D, and then with my ring finger here, hammer on to get the E. I'm not going to pluck it a second time with my right hand. Now, if you want to practice that, that's a good thing to practice. And practice that the easiest way you can, just to get that left hand motion. Then once you have it, then working with your thumb now. Okay, so as we bring this all together now, we have this kick snare pattern with the hammer-ons. And what we're going to do is, and we're going to hammer on now with our thumb. So to kind of keep this natural flow going, because if you do 2 plucks in a row, you could do it, but I want to show you how you can do the hammer on the thumb as well. Okay? So you have to move your left hand over and have your index finger planted on that D so that you can slap the A string from the D to the A, and hammer on from the D to the A. Okay? Add some double thumbs in there. Oops. Bring it back down. Watch for some drum loops. I'm going to have some drum loops up on my website at worshipbassworkshop.com. Should be under the downloads tab if I'm correct there. But I'll also put the link when I get it. I won't have it up there today. This is Monday and this lesson is released today. I should have it up either late today or tomorrow. So I'll have a couple at least one drum loop for you to work with to practice. But also there are drum loops available all over on the internet that you can get, I believe, for free. And some that you can even adjust the speed. And if you don't have any of those, use a metronome. You could download, I think I'm using Pro Metronome right now. Pro Metronome is a pretty good metronome app that you can put on your phone, probably on your computer as well. But use some kind of a rhythm or tempo guide that you can use to kind of make sure you're locking in well. All right, so that's kind of a basic slap bass lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can get to go and work on some Planet Shakers tunes or some other things that you're wanting to do. Have some fun with this. It is a lot of fun. Until next time. Oh, and by the way, please, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm putting out a lesson every week and a cover song every week. And pretty soon, going to start doing some devotional videos. So look out for those in June, which is this month, all right? So until next time, this is Mike Brandenstein with the Worship Bass Workshop. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again.